I'm going to show you how to build a machine to sell fish. After you've played the game for a little bit, you're going to unlock some of these rewards from breeding fish. One of these is going to be a fish sorter, and another one is going to be called a net fisherman. And we're going to put those together in some pretty cool ways. So, yeah, here it is. First thing we're going to start off with is a large pen, and we're going to put one down here, one down here, and one down here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our auto feeders, and we're going to set one right here, and one right here. These come in handy later when we have fish in these two, but for right now we'll just have fish in here. The next thing that's going to be important is a fish sorter. So a fish sorter will move fish from an input to an output depending on the trait of the fish. So we're going to set our fish sorter right here. We're going to select the output to be over here. Now when we configure it by clicking on here, we're going to go for sell value, which sell value is over here. And we're going to say we want at least 5%. So in Fishpond, all the mutations kind of compound. At the beginning, they're just random across all these different stats. So we're going to select for fish that have an increased sell value, and we're going to move them over here. We're going to set this interval down to 2 seconds too. So the first thing we're going to do after that is we're going to add some minnows. Minnows are the fastest breeding fish in Fishpond, so they should allow us to demonstrate this pretty fast. So while these fish are growing up, we'll set up the next stages. So now we're going to make another fish sorter, and we're going to move it from here to here. And we're going to set this one to be sell value again, but a little bit higher of a threshold. So we want this sell value to be 25%. And so the idea is when a fish with a higher sell value stat is born, it'll get moved over here with other fish with a high sell value stat. And then those fish will procreate, and they'll end up with an even higher sell value stat, and then they'll get moved over here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up another large pen. We're going to do a fish sorter with an even higher threshold. So this one is going to be 60%, and we're going to do sell value. And let's make sure that we turn the interval down on this one as well. And then now we have a net fisherman. So in Fishpond, you have regular fishermen, and they're an earlier game item, and they're kind of random. So they'll just select fish from all over the pond. You can unlock a net fisherman though, and the cool thing about that is it gives you a zone that you can place either, over the pond, so anywhere on the pond if fish just happen to run into it, or one of the pens. So we're going to place it on a pen right here, and this is going to be our final step where we sell the fish. So here we don't really care. By the time they get through all the phases, it should be any fish. And we want to set this minimum down per size, and we want to set the batch size up and the interval down. Oh, some of our fish are getting hungry, and I see that a couple have escaped. So periodically, if the fish breed too close to the top, they'll escape, which is cool because it's kind of like, if you had a pen in a pond, like some fish are going to get out of it. So we're going to turn up the rate a little bit because these guys are, one of them starved to death. Which, this is okay because the more fish we have, we're going to run out of oxygen. Luckily, this is end game, so we have a lot of oxygen production. And here we go. They're starting to breed. Oh, look, and we already have some over here. One of the cool items that you get, and this isn't unlocked through breeding, this is just part of the main game, is this thing called a survey tool. So I can actually look around and see which fish have which stats. So right here we're looking at, this one has size, hue, and brightness. Fish will begin to change colors from standard, so you can already see a little bit of a variation between, let's pause it, this guy and this guy. They're starting to deviate a little bit. As they continue to breed, those just get more and more pronounced. And so, yeah, we have our second pen over here. I don't think we need to turn up the rate of food on that. And in fact, we might need to start turning this one down because we don't want too many fish in here. And we'll just sell some of those to get rid of them. And so, yeah, you can see now with the survey tool, if we look for sell value, okay, cool. We got one at 9%. Oh, well, a whole bunch at 9%. You can click into these and then see the individual fish. Yeah, you can see that's his only stat increase, it looks like, is to sell value. And so, yeah, we kind of just got to wait till these guys can breed. Eventually, if you continue to unlock the variations, you will unlock hormone pellets that will allow you to instantly mature a fish, which would, just increase the speed of kind of our whole operation here. So, yeah, these guys, we got to make sure that they don't escape out of here. And in fact, at this point, we could probably just sell all of these guys because we have what we need now. So, the reason why this process is cool is because usually how you would do this before you unlock is using the tool called a sampler. So the sampler is kind of cool because any individual fish, you can sample its genetics and then you clone it. And so here you can see, this one has an increase to sell value, maybe not as good as we're looking for. I already had a crawfish sampled in here with a speed mutation. And so, yeah, it's a little bit more manual at the beginning of the game. But once you breed some of the different variations, you can unlock this automation that allows you to really easily target the different stats of fish. So I think some of these guys should probably, yep, they're getting mature now. And it might take them 2 generations to breed. We're looking for a 25% increase. So let's look. Nothing there yet. Let's see what their babies look like. Oh, so we're almost at that threshold. We got a couple that are over 20. So if we just turn this down, so let's just turn this down to 20, and let's see the fish sorter move them over. So there's one. You can see it kind of just flying over. And there's the other, and I think those are our only 2 that are above 20. Oh wait, no, we have 4 that are above 20. So, yep, that's where he is. You can look at their lineage. That's his parent right there. And Turfin had, seems like, 26 different offspring. Turfin is very prodigious. Oh, so now a couple of them are starting to starve, which in Fishpond, the starving fish is never really a bad thing. They, it's it's not ideal, but if you let the fish kind of breed out of control, then your oxygen goes down, and it can end up killing a whole bunch more fish than you know it would kill if you just got rid of some of them. So that's why I'm keeping this, purposely this auto feeder purposely low, so that we don't kind of go crazy in here, because they will just continue to breed like kind of out of control. Another interesting thing you can do with this kind of a setup is, say, some of the other fish, they can eat dead fish. So for instance, we can put a couple of catfish and crawfish will both eat dead fish. So yep, you see him, he just ate one right there. And so if you just put one of their pens under one of these, then they kind of have a steady diet of minnows that they can eat for no additional cost. The minnows will kind of just continue to breed. Oh, look, we have a cool colored one right here. And that one might be worth saving with our sampler over here. Oh, our library's full. So you can unlock different upgrades to your sampler that will allow you to store different fish, or rather more copies of the same species of fish. So we're going to store that one, and let's look at the... Oh, so it has a pretty big mutation to hue and brightness. So let's look at our survey tool again. We're starting to get fish with a pretty high sell value. So yeah, we're at 41% right now. So what did we set this to? We set it to 60%. So it's probably going to take at least one more generation. Our catfish are looking happy. He got way bigger, or she rather. Nespliness got way bigger. Wonder how many we have here. 138 in that one little spot. It's kind of sad to see them all fighting for food, but that is the way the pond goes. Stuff dies in the pond, and you just got to be okay with it. Because everything just kind of turns into food anyways, so that's all good. Let's see, it looks like they had some more babies in there, so it looks like we're still at about 44%. So they start compounding pretty fast. And I want to set this threshold high enough, so actually let's set it like, I don't know, let's do something crazy. Let's do 130%. Because they're going to be sold as soon as they hit over here. So, we want them to have a good sell value by the time they finally get moved over. And that's, well, actually, no, they'll still compound in here. So, we could probably still move them at 60%. Let's just try that and see what happens. Oh, this guy's spazzing out. There he goes. Yeah, some of the fish, when they get big and they're trapped in the cage, he's trying to hunt, but he has nothing to hunt in here. She should be able to eat some of the minnows, I think. I'm going to see if we maybe feed them some live minnows, what will happen. Well, it looked like it calmed that one down. Oh, man. So, we can now route the output to here, since we don't need any more in here now. We're starting to get some very high sell value minnows over here. 62% to sell value. sure our fish sorter is on. And it's going to start when there's at least 5. So, oh, there it went. Oh, the catfish had babies. Oh, that's a cool blue colored one. We can move them around too with a fish net. So, take that one out of the tank. Catfish like the bottom, so you see them swim down there kind of just immediately. Oh, we've had some escapees out of there. So yeah, as you can see, our machine is working now. We should start getting more and more higher sell value fish. So you can see we got a 100 over here. These are just going to continue to compound. We can kind of just leave it alone at this point. And yeah, as it increases, our dollars per second should increase. And so we're going to turn the rate on this one up a little bit. We're going to turn the spread up a little bit. Maybe a little bit too many of them dying over there. Sold 180 for 30,000. Hopefully I didn't sell any of the ones that have the... No, we're still trending in the right direction. So, yeah, guys, this shows you how to set up a pond for breeding a certain type of fish. You can do this across any of the stats, this exact same setup to kind of get the fish that you want. And, yeah, if you just kind of let them breed naturally, you'll be really surprised at some of the different variations that you get. So now we're just going to remove all of our contraptions here and see what happens. The minnows are kind of immediately chased away by the catfish. Catfish just took a bite of one of them. But yeah, guys, this is Fishpond. I would love if you checked it out on Steam. I have a demo on Steam. You can play an older version on itch.io for both Windows and in the browser. So let me know what you think.